Ever get totally sucked into a movie scene? Like the
Ugh.
location is so spot on,
Mm.
it practically becomes a character itself.
Oh, for sure.
Well, today's deep dive is all about the folks who make those cinematic moments happen. Location managers.
Yeah. They're the unsung heroes of movie magic.
We're digging into RoleCatcher.com's career guide for location managers
Great resource.
to uncover what it really takes to bring those silver screen landscapes to life.
Because honestly, it's way more than just picking pretty places.
Right. Like I always pictured location scouting as this glamorous gig.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the dream. Jet setting, exotic locales.
Exactly. But RoleCatcher.com paints a different picture. They call it a blend of creative vision
That's a huge part of it, definitely.
and then logistical gymnastics.
Because you're not just finding a pretty spot, you're finding a place that actually works for filming.
So it's like creative problem solving on a massive scale.
100%. And they even mentioned meeting legal and financial know-how.
Whoa, really? So
Yeah.
you're telling me these folks are like part artist, part event planner, part lawyer.
Pretty much. You're the bridge between what the screenwriter imagined, what the director wants to see on screen,
Okay.
and what's actually possible within the real world, with budgets and permits and all that.
That makes so much sense. It's like the script is the roadmap,
Yeah.
but the location manager is the one who figures out.
If the roads are even paved yet. Or if there's, a bridge out somewhere.
And sometimes you got to build bridge yourself, right?
Sometimes, literally.
This is blowing my mind. So walk me through it. You're handed a script.
Hmm.
Where do you begin?
First thing, you're not just reading for plot. You're scouting for the soul of each scene.
Whoa. Okay, get poetic on me. What does that even mean?
It's about capturing the feeling of the story visually.
Ooh, I see where you're going with this.
Like, imagine a scene, two characters having a tense conversation.
Okay, got it.
Now, picture that happening in a cramped, cluttered room.
Oh, claustrophobic.
Right. Versus, say, a sleek, modern office building.
Totally different vibe.
And that's what a location manager does. They find the place that doesn't just look right.
It has to feel right.
Exactly. The location becomes part of the story that way.
Okay, but finding a place that fits the mood. Wait,
Yeah.
car deck's just the beginning, right? We haven't even touched on the whole logistics nightmare.
Oh, yeah. The glamour fades fast when you start thinking about parking for 100 crew members. Or where the porta potties are going to go.
See, these are the things they don't show you in film school.
No kidding. But for real, crew access, equipment storage, power sources.
It's like planning a music festival, but with more
Yeah,
fake blood.
maybe. Point is, those practical considerations can make or break a shoot.
And I'm guessing that's where the negotiation skills come in.
Big time. Because you've got to balance your ideal location with what the budget allows. Permits, insurance, making sure you're following all the local regulations.
It's like this whole other language you got to speak.
And then, on top of all that, you're managing personalities.
Oh boy, here comes the drama.
Property owners, local officials, film crews. Diplomacy is key, my friend, but so is knowing how to stand your ground when you need to.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it. But let's say you found this magical location, waded through the bureaucratic swamp, kept everyone caffeinated and on schedule. Then what?
Then we make a movie, which is when, anything that can go wrong
Yeah.
usually does go wrong.
So basically, you're a professional firefighter, but instead of actual fires, it's like logistical dumpster fires.
Pretty much. Remember those permits and regulations we talked about? They're your safety net.
Sure.
But you still got to be ready to think on your feet. Imagine you're shooting a big desert scene.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, downpour.
No way, that's a location manager's worst nightmare, right?
One of them, yeah. Or say you're all set up, ready to roll camera, and some neighbor who apparently missed the memo about a film shoot.
Wait, seriously? That happened?
More often than you'd think. Maybe there was a mix-up with the notices, or maybe they just really hate the sound of a film clapboard at the crack of dawn.
I can relate to that, honestly.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Just like sweet talk your way out of it?
Diplomacy is huge GE in this job, yeah.
Yeah.
But you also got to be firm, You're responsible for keeping the production on track
Right.
while still respecting the community and the environment. It's a delicate balance.
RoleCatcher.com talks about the experience needed for a job like this. They say it all starts with being a location assistant, right?
Absolutely. And it's not just like fetching coffee for the director.
I was going to say.
It's real, hands-on learning, helping with scouting, mastering the permits process,
Okay.
even figuring out how to feed a crew of 100 hungry people at 2 a.m.
That sounds both chaotic and strangely specific.
Trust me, it comes with the territory. It's like a location apprenticeship. You're absorbing everything, building your network, and proving you can handle whatever gets thrown at you.
So sharp instincts, a strong stomach are required.
Pretty much. And as you gain experience, you might move up to location coordinator.
Okay, so what does a coordinator do? More responsibility.
Exactly. Deeper involvement in scouting and securing locations, negotiating those site use agreements.
Hold on. Site use agreements. What are those exactly? Sounds serious.
Basically, it's a contract between the filmmakers and the property owner.
Makes sense.
Outlines how much they're getting paid, how the location can be used during filming. Everything's got to be spelled out.
I bet those negotiations can get pretty intense.
Oh, yeah. You might have to specify how many crew vehicles are allowed, what time filming hates to wrap up each day.
Wow, down to the minute.
Sometimes. Even down to whether the crew can plug into the property's electricity.
It's all about anticipating every little detail, isn't it?
100%. And then being able to explain those details clearly to both the film crew and the property owner. Communication is key.
That seems to be a recurring theme in this line of work. You got to be organized, good with people, and ready for anything.
Which brings us to technology. Spreadsheets, budgeting software, apps for schedules, and call sheets.
Whoa, wait, hold up. So if a location manager's phone died on set, that'd be a catastrophe.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not JCT about the gadgets, though.
Yeah.
It's about having systems in place, understanding the big picture, and being able to stay calm when chaos inevitably strikes.
Speaking of chaos, RoleCatcher.com doesn't sugarcoat the downsides. Long hours, high-pressure situations.
Mm-hmm.
This job seems like it takes a toll.
It definitely attracts a certain personality type. You got to be the kind of person who thrives on a little chaos.
Yeah, definitely not a 9-to-5 kind of gig, huh?
Not even close. But it's rewarding, you know? Seeing your vision come to life on screen.
I bet.
And every day is different. Every location brings new challenges.
So what would you say are the absolute must-have qualities for a location manager, besides being insanely organized, obviously?
Well, resilience is huge,
Yeah.
because things will go wrong, guaranteed.
Right, like the weather turning on a dime.
Exactly. Permits get delayed, equipment breaks. You got to be able to think on your feet, come up with creative solutions fast.
So you're basically part logistics wizard, part improv artist.
100%. And just as important, maybe even more so,
Okay.
you got to be good with people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're managing a lot of different personalities under pressure, clear communication, listening skills, being able to keep a cool head when everyone else is losing theirs.
Sounds like you need the patience of a saint.
It helps. RoleCatcher.com also talks a lot about networking in this industry.
Yeah, they made it sound pretty crucial.
It really is building those relationships with other location professionals, film crews, even local businesses.
Okay.
It's everything because it's all about trust, recommendations, knowing who to call when you need something done last minute.
Which I'm sensing is pretty much always.
Very much, yeah. Your
Huh.
network is like your secret weapon.
I like it. So it's not just knowing the physical lay of the land, it's also the who's who.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher.com does a great job highlighting both the pros and cons of this career.
They weren't kidding about the long hours.
For sure. But then there's the travel, the diverse locations, the chance to really flex your creative muscles.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was just thinking about Inception. You know, those dream sequences with the city bending in on itself.
Oh, yeah? Iconic.
The locations were so cool. It added a whole other layer to the movie.
That's a perfect example of location being more than just a backdrop, you know? It becomes part of the storytelling itself.
Which, now that I think about it, that's what a good location manager does. They're not just scouting for places to put a camera, they're scouting for pieces of the story.
Nailed it. And when you find that perfect location, the one that just clicks with the script, it elevates the whole film.
This has been awesome. Thanks so much for taking us behind the scenes of this job.
Anytime. It's a
Man.
crazy world, but someone's got to make movie magic happen.
That's for sure. And for everyone listening, next time you're blown away by a movie setting, remember, there's a location manager out there who made it happen.
They deserve a round of applause.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of location managers. Until next time, keep exploring.